Happy Valentine's Day. It's a couple days late, but it's okay. It's fine. We're on the internet. Time doesn't matter. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 827. Bombcast Revengeance, that is. That's right, Scout. Let's get amped up. Let's get ready for the weekend, buddy. All right. Okay, Scout, it's okay. It's all right. We're calming down now. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast.
Scout got mad that you blew those pedal leaves all over the place? Is that what that was?
Exactly. I was trying to do a nice thing earlier in the week, and I made like a bunch of little paper confetti, and then she did not like me. See, still did not like it.
Can't trust it.
Can't trust it. Can't trust it. Welcome to the Giant Bombcast, Revengeance 827, powered by N6T. I'm your host, Jan Choa. Joining me as always, co-captain of the ship and master of romance, Jeff Grubb.
Yeah, come in, lean in. Let me give you a smooch. That's what romance is all about, the smooching. That's what I'm in it for, and I'm happy to report I've gotten smooches in my life. Jan, happy to be here.
Happy to have you here, sir. And I'm also happy to have the arbiter of smooches on this website. He's not here all the time, but he's ready to authorize a smooch when he has to. Mike Minotti.
Smoochy smooch. I'm a smoochin'.
All right. Okay. And happy to have him here. He's gracing us with his presence here to announce the new type of Pokemon, which is actually the love Pokemon. Jordan Midler.
Hello, Jan. How are you? I finally made it off the substitutes bench of Games Mess Morning, and I'm on the real show. I'm on the main event. I am finishing the story. Throw one up.
I did notice that when I asked you to be on here, you immediately were like, yes. And like when I asked you to be on Game Mess Mornings, you're like, I'll get back to you in like 7 days.
You always ask me on my day off, and I'm always doing something or other, but I come through for you, Jeff. I come for you whenever you want.
You do come through.
Hey, Jordan, did you know that we kind of look alike?
No, I mean, according to Jeff Grubb's actual children, I am a Mike Minotti, so I've never been more honored in my life to be called.
Most bald men are. Yep.
It's like you get your regular Diglett and then an Alolan Diglett. It's like, oh, it looks the same. It's a little bit different.
Jordan Alolan Diglett Midler.
That's what they call me.
And then, oh God, could someone please Photoshop Mike, Dan Reichert, and Jordan Midler as Diglett, Doug Trio, whatever the hell that is.
And then we'll throw in Chris as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Jordan, I'm happy to have you here, sir. I realize, I don't know if you and I have had like many extended conversations, because sometimes when you're on Game Mess, I will just talk to you while I'm sitting here at my computer and be like, yeah, good one, Jordan. Yeah, nice. or I'll pull up your news story and be like, that's a good story, Jordan. Like, thanks, man.
Look,
good.
Jan, when I'm on Games Mess Morning, I'll wait for the 45-minute mark where you and Mike show up, and I'm like, right, now I can talk to someone. Jeff can continue talking to himself. That show is just him talking and me going, yeah, you're right, Jeff, you're right, you're very smart.
You get it. That's why you keep getting invited back.
But when you guys show up, it's a party.
Jordan, for the folks that may not be familiar, tell the folks at home who you are and where what you do on the internet.
I am Jordan Midler. I am a writer over at VGC. You might know us from all of the news on every website and the entire internet. That's mostly my boss is doing, Andy Robinson. I'm over there causing trouble, making kids cry, bruh. I'm the one that will say something on Twitter and immediately get a message on Slack being like, that's not really VGC brand. Can you stop making fun of Tim Dog?
Oh man, I'm gonna drag you into more fights on Twitter. That'll be fun.
I'm up for it. I'm well up for it. But
let's do it.
We've got to do it while Andy's sleeping.
Jordan, I have a question. When did you guys become all of the news? Because I was like, early on, I'm like, oh, this site's actually useful for video game news. And I was like all aboard immediately as soon as I started seeing it. And now it is like everyone's adopted that as well. It's like, we got one video game news website. We don't need any more.
Yeah, Andy Robinson's a bit of a machine. Like, he did CVG, which was an old, it was a British magazine that became a website that the bastards at Future Publishing shut down with very little fanfare. Andy then went dev side for a while. He helped make Ukulele and worked at Bamco for a while. And then he was like, fuck this noise. we need a website that's like somewhere between Eurogamer and GI.biz in terms of the tone, in terms of where the news is coming from. And since then, he's just been firing out scoops, and then eventually he was like, we need an idiot to review all of these games, and that's where I came in, big boy.
Anytime that Grub is out for the Bombcast and I have to go assemble the news, I pretty much just go to VGC. And then like for Spice of Life and Variety, I'll be like, all right, let's go everywhere else. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? Blessing Adeoye Jr. from Kinda Funny? This is a call-out post.
Blessing admits it.
Whoa, oh man. We're starting fights with other websites.
Oh no, Blessing is my man. I love Blessing to death. That Greg Miller though, God.
No,
I'm starting to catch up to Blessing on that Tekken 8 ladder. I see his name up ahead. I'm getting there. I'm coming for you, Blessing. I don't care how good you are of that Victor.
We should see you guys fight. You guys actually should.
During the review period, Blessing kicked the shit out of me at Tekken so much that I literally texted him and I was like, oh yeah, I've got to go and do other stuff. I had nothing else to do. I was just getting beat so badly.
Good move though. That was a good move.
Yeah, how's Blessing gonna know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jordan, I do have another question. Why did you delay the Switch too?
Oh, because you don't deserve it. You've just been complaining. You've been complaining constantly. You say this new Mario and Donkey Kong game is a load of shite. That's why you don't get a Switch 2 this year.
That was dead.
We'll get into it, but it seems like the Big N was not super confident in its first party lineup for this year, which probably means that 3D Mario isn't ready. So when that's ready, we'll get Switch 2. These whispers have been kind of going about in the professional circles for a few days. Jeff, was all this the first you'd heard of it, or
no? I started hearing a little bit, but it was from people I hadn't heard from before. So it was like I'm like, I don't know, it was like with the direct happening, I was getting a lot of like extra stuff that it's hard to sort through. So like I'll check on that in a couple of days and see if that's still happening. Turns out, yeah, everyone's been hearing about it. So
yeah, it's a bad scene. It seemed like so inevitable at this point. Like it seemed like the whole industry had just decided that it was going to happen. We heard about a reveal and things like that, but no, it seems Nintendo, they zigged when we all wanted to zag. And Mike, where do you think this puts a reveal if this is an early 2025 thing now?
I mean, that's the thing, because the rumor was next month, and it's like, well, that seems pretty early now to do a reveal for this system.
Yeah, a whole year ahead of time.
I mean, what I really want to know now, and other people, is so what's going to come out for the Switch this year then?
Oh, I know.
The Peach game.
Yeah, like, look, seriously, okay, look, just tell me then, is Metroid Prime 4 still a Switch 1 game? Is that a holiday game for you? Look, they can find things to still make a decent lineup this year from kind of the box of scraps. It's going to be remake heavy for sure, and probably port heavy. Things like a Pokemon remake of some kind.
Yep.
That Fire Emblem remake that we know they've been working on. You still have
Metroid Prime
Zelda
2
games
remastered
that you can port, and other Metroid Prime games that you could port. So there's stuff that they can do, but it does seem like we're probably in terms of first party games in line for the weakest, maybe weak is a bad word, but maybe slowest and least exciting release of first party Nintendo games in a while.
I mean, I'll repeat the rumor I heard about Metroid Prime 4 that I said on the show last night, Mike, and that's that some people involved say there was assets being made with a deliver date of around May of 2024, which suggests to me that the game was always going to be in a showcase around June. So the June Direct. Who knows if that changed? This is something I've heard quite a while ago. But I think they probably do have Metroid Prime 4 on Switch 1 for this year at this point. If the Switch 2 is really first quarter next year, that seems completely reasonable at this point.
Yeah, they put out Metroid Prime and it runs like absolute shit. And then when the new console comes out, it's like, oh, this is how it's supposed to run all along. Like, I think if you get a Metroid, you get a Pokemon remake. Like, it's not going to be a super strong holiday, but do any of the three have a super strong holiday? Like, what are we really looking at here?
I mean, I guess Microsoft might. They're going to have Indiana Jones and some other things. So
I'm going to be playing that on my PlayStation 5.
Yeah, Indiana Jones is like December, so that feels like it's primed for a delay. So I'm like trying not to get my hopes up for Indy. But you're right. If that does come out, that does make it look, and it's decent. That's a pretty good holiday. But yeah, it just feels like a transition year in the middle of a generation for two of the consoles and then at the end of another console. So it's fair that they're in a transition period. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo's in a place where they can afford to delay a console launch until they're ready, right? The Switch is doing great, so why rush it? It's better. It's better than them rushing it, right? Because we don't need that. We don't need the console to come out and be like, "Oh, where's the software?" It'd be better if they wait for the games.
It is going to be, no, that's right. It's just going to be a little bit weird, I think, because the Switch is starting to feel old, and it is old. It just is, and I think it's part of it's my fault. I was really ramping myself up, like I am ready. Jeff, we were talking, but it's like, I'm feeling nostalgic about the Switch. I'll like go and play some old games because of course the Switch 2 is coming.
Yep.
There's just a part of me's like, a whole another year probably still,
Man, I didn't want to believe it when this stuff was coming to me. Where I was like, nah, even that first story breaking, I'm like, maybe. I didn't read it yet, and then got done with our show earlier, and it's like, nope, everyone's confirming this. I'm like, okay, it's real. Son of a business.
Do y'all think, though, like the 4+ Microsoft games that may be coming out eventually to the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5 or whatever will breathe a little bit more extra life into the Nintendo Switch?
I don't think
as much as anything else.
I mean, look, it's nice. I don't think, assuming these 4 games are Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves, I don't think any of those are going to be like some momentous thing on Nintendo Switch. It's going to be nice to have on there for sure, and I'm glad those games will reach new people. But it's definitely something. Scoff at it, but it's definitely not as good as one new Mario game.
This does mean though that if they are able to like cobble together a pretty decent number of releases this year for the Switch, that thing probably does end up catching up to the PS2 now. That seems pretty reasonable. Not that matters. Like, I don't know why I care. I just think it's an interesting thing that could happen.
Balatro is coming out on the Nintendo Switch, everyone. I'm just letting y'all know.
By the way, about that Xbox thing, I'm losing my mind a little bit on that. About all these people were saying, hey, Xbox is going to start releasing more games on other platforms. Then everyone starts freaking out and drawing their own conclusions about what that means. Like Xbox is out of the console business. And then they make a video and they say, we're going to release more games on other platforms. And the big takeaway from a lot of people seems to be like, well, this is why you can't trust rumors. Or sometimes, and honestly, sometimes I get mad specifically, this is why you can't trust Jeff Grubb. And then I get mad. And then they bring up like Wind Waker from 3 years ago, which was my fault. And I get kind of shoot hot on Jeff's behalf about it.
It is like, it's been an annoying one, especially with the Direct too, where people are like, this is like, he's covered his ass when he says it's getting delayed from this day. And I'm like, I never said it was the 15th. I said maybe, but I don't know. Idea. And it's like, but of course I come out and say, hey, I heard it might get delayed because of the Xbox thing. That is something I heard. So it just kind of looks that way if you've only half heard everything, which is, of course, what most people are. They're in that situation where they just kind of half hear these rumors. They're not listening to the primary source of like our show or whatever. So yeah, it's frustrating, but I have like every time this has happened this week, like Mike, I go see out there, like I'm like, he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I just got to stand back and recognize that these people are fighting or imagining a version of me that isn't real. It's a character in their head that says these things I never actually said.
No,
so I have to just like,
real, Grub.
Maybe it is real. Maybe it's out there.
They're manifesting a different version of you right now.
Oh shit! Oh no, that's
like
bad.
Even you said, hey, they're talking about Gears of War. So what you say is they're considering Gears of War even. This way people were like, Jeff Grubb says Gears of War is coming to PlayStation.
Yep.
It's just like not what he said.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember seeing that float around. I'm like, when did he say that? Like I've seen him all day today.
It's like,
Jeff Grubb
they
does 500 podcasts a night. That's how you don't know when these random rumors pop up. You're like, he said it on the March of the Nintendo Friends, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Why you gotta make it sound dumb? It's Last of the Nintendogs, a very cool name.
Yeah, I came up with that.
No, not that podcast. That's a high quality Mike.
Oh, sure, it's the other one.
It's one of the other ones.
Yeah,
I literally did do 4 podcasts on Tuesday. That was messed up.
Yeah, you're insane.
You need to grow up.
I forgot it was like I was doing sports with Remap, and then that night I forgot we were also recording Columbros after Last of the Nintendogs. So I'm like, oh my god, this is a long night. We got through it. We did good.
How do you enjoy the sports?
It was good. It was great. Those guys are awesome to talk to. Turns out Patrick Klepek and Rob Zachney very good at podcasting. Those boys know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. All right. anyone have any games they would like to talk about? And by anyone, I mean Jordan. Do you have any games you want to chat about with the crew here?
There's games I'd love to talk about, brother. Let me tell you something.
All right, guys, we're not even supposed to confirm we have that game. We're supposed to be careful. That demo, though, very good, though, unrelated to what we were just talking about.
Balatro, yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Balatro, yes.
Bro, I'm talking about Helldivers. Helldivers
let's fucking go.
Is the game of the century, in my opinion. Like, I finally got to download it and play through that start bit, and I was like, this is so funny. This is clearly made by people that absolutely hate Americans. We've got to love that. And
Yes.
the American military industrial complex just gets shat on constantly, and I'm like, yes, what a game. But yeah, that is very good. I want to play more of that. I've still got the last couple of things in Like a Dragon to do. I've got more PvP I want to play. Like, shit is just going. I want to go play. I have played 55 hours of Suicide Squad, and I want to play more of it. So
I want to play more Suicide Squad.
Jordan, I think you found the right place to talk about Suicide Squad.
Come on now.
55 hours. Listen, I thought it would be fun for like 10. Wow, how is it still fun at 55?
Oh man, it's just like you know when you find like a snack or a sweet or something that when you go to the shops you don't have to think about what you're going to get. You're just like that's a banker. It's never going to be a 10 out of 10.
I do see that.
It's like a solid, consistent.
Right, it's not a Michelin-star restaurant, but it is like a really good bag of Doritos hitting when you're having a Colorado night. Yeah,
it's exactly as bad and as good as it is every other time. And just I like the way the guns shoot in that game. I apologize.
Real good.
The guns feel nice, and just there's something about the speed at which you're in and out of objectives. I'm like, excellent. This is like the Division-ification of all games, and I welcome more of it.
Which of the characters do you like best? Because I'm a big fan of anybody with a jetpack, so I kind of like Deadshot.
I have played almost exclusively Harley Quinn, and it's not just because I'm a pervert. I just think her stuff works for me.
It's great.
I'm on both sides of that camp. I am a perv, and I do like how she controls.
Hell yeah, brother.
Mike, real quick. I mean, did you see the Mandalorian game news where they're like making Respawn's making a Star Wars first-person shooter, which we already knew. They confirmed that publicly. But now it's like, hey, it's gonna be a jetpack game, and you're gonna be able to run around with that. Is that exciting for you?
Oh, that's incredibly exciting for me. Didn't you tell me about this game a long time ago?
Oh, yes, long time ago. Yes, but they did confirm that Respawn was making a Star Wars first-person shooter. But yeah, it is a very like fast-paced, mobility-based game. It's going to be a Respawn first-person shooter. So very cool.
I played Vanquish for the first time not long ago. You should take some notes from that.
I was talking to you, Grub, about Vanquish, right? Yesterday?
You were just like yesterday. You were like, I want to play Vanquish again. I'm like, yeah.
It's a fun game. You know what? It's a 4-hour game. Isn't that kind of amazing?
Yeah, rules.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love Vanquish.
It's good. You know what game I wish I was playing right now after learning about it about an hour ago?
Oh, RZ.
Yeah, I did know about this. I knew somebody was making like a Zelda CDI inspired game. But I watched you play this on Unprofessional Fridays.
Were you there from the beginning, Mike?
Wow, yes.
So did you see the name of the developer?
Yeah, CDI. Like
CD, Seedy.
Oh, I missed that. I thought that was a goof.
That's how they spell the name of it because it's CDI. Yes, it's really good.
I barely ever played those games. I think about those Zelda CDI games constantly. I made YTM D's about the Zelda CDI games. Wow. Okay, that's my problem. So, God, they just absolutely forget about nailing the assignment. I have never seen anybody pick an assignment for themselves and then nail it like they're fucking Martin Luther about to do a reformation. Like, absolutely killing it with what they set out to do. Like, you're in that forest level and like the perspective on the top of the trees is all fucked up and stuff. The bad animation is wonderful. Oh my God, I love it.
I'm so happy for you, Mike.
I ran a poll.
I need to play this game. I've already reached out and begged for a code. Look, I'll pay $20 if I have to, but this looks like my jam 1 million. I was having so much fun just watching you play this game.
It was like surprisingly more fun than I was even expecting. Obviously, the cutscenes, they're going for what the CDI Zelda game cutscenes are, which is like this really unhinged animation style that seems like
the weird way the characters like move. Like there's a weird invisible camera.
Right. It's not like cell animated, right? It's like they are doing every frame freehand. So it's like they're just going for it. They're like not anchored to any reality. That's great. And then like, you know, the puzzle, the platforming and the fighting, it's bad, but it's not like so bad that it's unfun. And it's kind of bad in a charming way. And then like, I'm like, I know what to do with this. So I'll just go to town, get that thing, come back here, solve this puzzle. And it's sort of like low stakes that enables you to be like, okay, well, I know when I get through this, I'm probably going to meet some other new freak. That's going to be an awesome new cutscene. And that's like really keeping me going. So I was having a surprisingly good time with it. We played it for almost an hour. Got pretty close to an hour of that, and we didn't intend to play it for that long. And I think we were just like all into it, so it was a good time.
It's just so wild, like how the original Zelda CDI games look and how they captured it here. And like to be clear, if you weren't there, it's not like that aged badly. I remember being at Best Buy at the CDI demo station and seeing that when it was new. And like, you know, I was a kid and still was like, what the fuck is this? This is wild.
Right. Who like this is I'm like at that point I'm like I think I started learning about like Chinese knockoffs. I'm like, is this some like someone stole the IP and did this? It's like, nope, this was fully licensed. It was wild. I did run a poll to see if the chat knew about you'rethemannowdog.com. And about 1/3 of people do not know what that is. So that's what we're dealing with these days.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That was very early, like user created proto web 2.0 stuff. YTMND.
Something I've been playing before we get to our hot topic here, unless anyone else has anything else up to bring. I mentioned during the Bombcast that it's rumored that Pokemon Worlds will be heading to San Francisco in 2025, 26?
Mm-hmm. 26.
26. Oh, I got plenty of time to train then. And then I downloaded the good old Pokemon because I hadn't really done competitive that much in or VGC.
The Pokemon Old Testament, yeah.
Scarlet Violet. And then you know, I hop on the ladder. I just get a hot rental team, you know, from one of my favorite Poketubers, and I'm like, all right, I'm maxing and relaxing. And then it opened up to me that I think Dynamaxing from Sword and Shield may have been the best and worst competitive gimmick in competitive Pokemon. Z moves, they're okay. Mega Evolution, they're okay. I really like terrestrializing my Pokemon, but like
me too.
Dynamaxing, it's like, okay, you're useful for 3 turns and then you're gone.
I think the Dynamaxing stuff is interesting because I watch a lot of like competitive Pokemon. I refuse to call it VGC for branding reasons.
Of course.
The Dynamaxing kind of it was really interesting at the start of Scarlet and Violet just how much it threw everyone off because obviously it adds kind of endless permutations. But I think people are getting pretty comfortable with it, and considering this is very likely to be a longer than traditional cycle for Scarlet and Violet being the primary game, I think people are mostly happy with it, like and especially in terms of I talked to some people that play the competitive, and they don't have the list of issues they usually have. It's like a post-it note of issues, not like a comedy scroll, a Chris Jericho scroll of issues. So how are you getting on? What's the meta looking like for now?
So I forget the specific rule set that they have announced now, but there are legendaries allowed. And let me tell you, Urshifu, the water type, is dominating these charts.
Oh, really?
Every single game I go into, there is an Urshifu doing surging strikes, and I'll have like a focus band, and it's like, okay, everyone has you, everyone's using you the same way, yet I'm still losing to you, even though I know how to anticipate for it now. God. Fluttermane is also everywhere, Jordan. It is like setting everything up.
Fluttermane's an interesting one. In an upcoming trading card game set, there is a special Fluttermane card that was drawn by the artist from Breath of the Wild, so that'll be a nice one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know their name. They just go by artist from Breath of the Wild, in my opinion.
Right, they probably appreciate that.
But Jan, I'm going to the EUIC in London in April, so why don't you come over? Come on, just fly over. Surely this website can justify it. Come on.
Yeah, we sent Dan to Fargo. We could send me to Europe, right? That's the same thing.
Come on now.
The other Pokemon that's dominating the charts right now, Jordan, is Farigiraf.
Hell yeah.
And
You
it's
guys are all just constantly so close to saying a slur.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what Pokemon is. It's all just
Yeah.
a series of slurs.
You know, like all that Gigantamax and Z-Move, that stuff really threw me off. Even when it was just the Mega Evolutions, I never liked.
Boomer alert!
Look, I just don't. It's like, what is all this shit? What, like, there's got to be some stupid gimmick that has some overly long animation frame when it's always just. I don't know. I hated all that crap. That never did anything for me. I'd be so happy if the next Pokemon doesn't have to have some other new bullshit gimmick thing. I forget.
It's still gonna have them.
There's hats in the last one. Dumb.
But Mike, what if you summon your Pokemon and then it has like a crystal hat of like a balloon?
Yeah, stupid, bad, dumb, hate it.
What if I gave you a crystal hat of a balloon?
Everything should look like CDI games. That's the only thing I like now.
Okay, all right. I don't think I can do that, but someone else can do that.
Tim
right.
Sweeney, he's working on it.
Anyone else playing anything they'd like to chat about before we get to the hot topic?
It's more like a Dragon and Bellatra. Actually, Jordan, you mentioned you got a few things to clean up in Like a Dragon. I just want to ask you, how many hours did you put into Like a Dragon?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I think by the time I reviewed it, I was at like 60 or something like that.
Okay.
And I've
I'm at
maybe
40.
I've maybe chucked like 20 or 30 subsequently. It's hard to judge the amount of time you spent playing a game for review because like some of that will be playing it like a normal person and some of it will be like speedrun strategies where you're just going A to B, missing all that shit that you would like to do but you physically cannot. Although shout out to Sega, they did give us a lot of time with that. It was just a busy January, so that's a hot ass game. I really hope that doesn't get forgotten when we get down to
I don't think it will.
December time.
No, I think it's gonna be just fine.
Yeah. I feel like you could re-push that game out during the summer with some DLC because of the Hawaii setting and like, oh, it's summer vacation.
Yeah, the Hawaii stuff's hilarious because I had a friend who was wanting to do some coverage of it, just like get some videos like dicking around Hawaii, and they're like, "Oh yeah, when do you get to that point?" And it's like, I was like 8 hours in the game. You've got a lot of game to play before you get there.
It's like such a hard thing to tell to people too. It's like this game rules. It's like, well, when does it get started? Okay, about that. Like, just can you sit down?
Get started.
Yeah, yeah. What do you mean start? Yeah, because even when you get to Hawaii, it takes a while to get started from there. But it's so good. It's just so fun. Yeah, I like that game a ton.
Yeah, I think Like a Dragon has kind of broken me on like JRPG combat, which I love and I hate. Anyway,
yeah, but they should more JRPGs should be like this in terms of their combat. This is just really, really good stuff.
Maybe I'd like that one game that everyone liked last year that I hated. Mike, what was it?
Sea of Stars.
Yeah,
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, that JRPG classic. All right, Jordan, we have you on BCR today because today's hot topic is inspired by you. And you had posited on Game S Mornings this week, is Cloud Strife a popular character? And I have assembled, with the help of the internet, 25 options here of whether or not Cloud Strife is popular. We're going to go through these 25. We can discuss and deliberate as much as we want, or it can just be a quick answer. But ultimately, Jordan, we will defer to you whether or not.
Now we're talking.
We will give you ultimate power here, whether or not Cloud Strife is more popular.
Did we fight a war so they wouldn't hold over? Oh, no, you're Scotland. Never mind.
Wait, I didn't sign off on this.
All right, you're in the clear this time.
Yeah.
Okay. So oh God, what the fuck?
Oh, you're smearing.
All right. Well,
And Jan went bye-bye.
my camera decided to
see you later,
no,
John.
It's
He's back.
this is set up to a dummy battery. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
Oh, no.
anyway.
What'd you
All
call
right.
me?
Well, you heard me, Mike. Anyway, first pairing here is Cloud Strife more popular than Miles Tails Prower?
Wow, these two look alike. These two have similar energy.
We really have to establish, are we talking, will the man on the street know who these people are? Or is it, if you get a room full of 1,000 gamers, who are we voting for?
That's what's difficult here. It's so different compared to like my mom versus like even like an average-ish gamer, right? But even then,
Let's say average gamer.
Purely
know
because
Tails
of like
is.
the film, I think Tails like absolutely sweeps this. Unfortunately, because I hate the Sonic Extended Universe and all that sail within it, but I think that Tails does win.
How do you feel
Yeah,
about
but Tails was the first one. He's fine, right?
Yeah.
Everybody likes Tails. Like Nobody has a problem with Tails.
Mike, I actively
Knuckles.
dislike Tails. I actively dislike that. I'm telling you right now. I am in this room telling you that I actively dislike Tails.
Oh man, not me. I remember Sonic Tuesday. I remember seeing Tails for the first time and being like, what, 6 or 7, thinking, well, this is the greatest character I have ever seen. I was a younger brother, so guess who played as Tails a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know, Jeff, what do you think?
I mean, again, it's tough. Man on the street, it's gonna be Tails, and
Sure.
if you stick within like, hey, a somewhat savvy audience, I think it's also probably still Tails.
I think there'll be a lot of people in that savvy audience who like Cloud more, but
Yeah,
everyone's gonna know who Tails is. There might be some people like I don't play nerd RPGs. I don't know.
Okay.
Even then, obviously they're probably gonna know who Cloud is, but Tails is just even a little bit more famous.
All right. The next person we're comparing Cloud to, character we're comparing Cloud to, is Steve from Minecraft.
Oh, Steve clears, I'm afraid. Steve absolutely clears.
No,
Yes, come on now, mate.
Well, okay,
people are
Mike.
crazy.
don't they have
Nobody-
to say that? Know the name. I think if you,
Yeah.
because if you say, okay, well, name these characters, it's going to be Cloud.
I don't think that's true for like most of the people that are still alive today. Like I think you get to a certain age bracket and it's
Everyone
Steve
alive.
all the way.
Look, Minecraft obviously has been played by way more people than Final Fantasy VII. Again, like, do all these kids really go like, yeah, and I love Minecraft Steve.
Yeah.
Here's my
Yes, they
Minecraft
do.
Steve
Yeah.
doll. I don't believe you.
Minecraft
guess
Steve is a literal meme. Why do you think people were like crying and coming when he finally came into Smash Brothers?
Were
It was like
they?
the biggest thing ever. Yes,
Am
of
I
course
out
they
of
were.
touch?
Smash
Because
Brothers
I was
fans
just
do.
like, who cares?
So
But-
that's an interesting point. Steve is in Smash. I mean, Cloud is too. But I feel
It's
like
Cloud.
I've seen Steve in a Target. I don't think I've ever seen a Cloud anything other than the game.
You're getting absolutely cooked in the chat here, Mike. You need to fucking grow up. It's a Steve universe. It's a Steven universe, if you will.
Wow.
I don't agree with it. I think
Yeah, look.
Steve is shit. Personally, fuck Steve. I love Cloud. Cloud, my boy.
Look
but
at this
Steve is
asshole.
more popular.
Is that a mouth or a goatee? Wasn't
It's
even
a
supposed to
goatee.
be.
What
a
that
goatee.
goatee do? Yeah.
You say it's a goatee? That's who all these kids are playing as?
Yeah, they're like a guy
fucking
with a
goatee
goatee.
loser.
That's bad for the culture. That's not good. I agree that it probably broke Twitter. I just still, if you ask them to name him, I think most kids would be like, that's the Minecraft guy.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that feels like it doesn't count.
Okay. All right. Moving on. The next, some of these, keep in mind, are suggested by the folks at home. Next,
Oh, why are you abdicating responsibility for what's happening here?
I don't know
today,
who the
Jan?
fuck the next person is because
Okay.
Bobson Dugnut.
It's one of the greatest ball players of all time in video games, Bobson Dugnut.
This guy
This
did
sounds like-
roids or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this sounds like someone that like Dan would be telling a story about how he played this game with his
Yeah.
dad, and like we
Shit himself,
play this
yeah.
Bobson Dugnut every weekend, and it's like okay, like cool.
It's a fun dance.
Is someone going to steal Dan's Lucky Charm?
That is what all Americans sound like to me. To be fair.
That's
But,
fair.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not
it's
wrong.
him. It's people. It's people. Like I know that this is a real person, but for the longest time, I was like, "Who the fuck is Ken Griffey Jr.? That's not a real person." Like he falls into that category for me.
Jan, is Pablo Sanchez one of the characters that people suggested?
Oh,
Negative.
from Backyard Baseball?
No.
From Backyard Baseball, do you guys think Pablo Sanchez or Cloud Strife is more popular?
Cloud Strife.
Cloud Strife.
Okay, I did, but I did see JJ. I think it was JJ Watt, the famous football player, wearing a Pablo Sanchez shirt on a Pat McAfee show like 2 weeks ago.
You know that JJ Watt also has like a materia necklace somewhere.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Next character, Kratos.
This is a good one.
I feel like both can kind of be niche-ish, right?
I think just because
Yeesh.
Kratos is the de facto PlayStation man now, I
Yeah.
think he maybe carries it.
He's also been in like more games now. Like, well, okay.
Well,
technically,
there's
no.
a lot of weird
There's
Final
a lot of
Fantasy
weird
games
spinoffs.
with
Right?
Cloud.
God damn it. Yeah.
Or guys.
But he stars in his games. It probably is Kratos.
I
This
think
one's hard. This
yeah.
one is very difficult, actually.
I think
I
if
think
my
it's-
mom
you
looked
have
at
to
this,
kinda you have to like split it into, I think PS2, PS3 Kratos is pretty far behind, but like
Okay.
Sony Santa Monica, like boy, Kratos is like right up there.
That's a
Yeah,
good
but it's
shout.
like you can combine it all together, though. I think so. It's like when you put it all together, it probably is Kratos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kratos was a popular, when I tweeted this, Kratos was like one of the most popular ones that people were like, it's these people and it's Kratos and all these other suggestions. I was like, you need to fucking get out of 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think these two are
Coltrane.
close. This is like the most interesting one so far to me.
I do.
but
I think that's true.
Okay.
These
Yeah.
like right now, yeah, Kratos is probably Kratos might be at the height of his popularity ever right now, right? Like I think it's maybe
Yes.
I think it's maybe downhill for Kratos, whereas Cloud might live on in a better way, might age better. I don't know.
All right, gentlemen. Next one is Sonic.
Oh,
Is Cloud Strife more popular than Sonic the Hedgehog?
There's like 3 things more popular than Sonic, and one of them is Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, look, if Tails is more popular than Cloud, I mean,
I'm absolutely fucking loath to say it, but he is in fact more popular than Cloud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, pretty easily too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This one felt
we
unfair.
were talking about this the other day. Like Sonic arguably gets on the Mount Rushmore. He's that popular. Not a single good game to his name, but he gets up there.
oh
like,
come on, that's not a single good. You people are so wild with the Sonic is never good. Crazy.
Yeah, I would put Sonic on the most recognizable Rushmore. Yeah.
Sure.
Him, Mario. Okay. All right. Next one
Pikachu.
is this
Not
might
Pikachu.
be similar to Kratos here. Master Chief.
Master
Not
Chief's taking
anymore.
a beating.
Not anymore.
Well, it's got a show.
I still think it's very close, though.
I think it's weird that there's a Halo show, and it seems like people on Twitter like are trying to convince me to watch it. Right?
I thought the people on Twitter were like, despise that show. Maybe.
no,
there's been a
I see a lot-
turn, Grub.
Oh, it
Yeah,
has.
some people are like, season 2's good, and you should watch it. And I'm like, why are you advocating for the?
I'm never
the Halo
ever going to
show?
do that.
No, I'm just not. I don't care how good it is.
If this was the 2010s, then Master Chief absolutely
Sure.
walks it. But like Xbox have beaten this man into the ground. Like no one gives a fuck about Halo or Master Chief anymore. It's Cloud Strife. You notice when the last Halo game came out, all the streamers that were playing it were guys in their late 20s that were like teenagers when Halo 3 came out. It was not
Yeah.
young people. Young people don't give a shit about Halo.
Yeah. Yeah. The only story anyone is worried about anymore is Cody Rhodes' story. And Cloud Strife is close to a Cody Rhodes
That's
rather
right.
than Master Chief. Master Chief had his chance.
I think this is probably the first one where Cloud actually comes out ahead. Although I like I said, I
After
think
that
it's still
baseball
close.
player, right? Remember?
Oh no, Bobson Dugnut definitely is more popular. Come on.
Okay. Next character is Pikachu.
Okay.
No,
That
Mike,
got
did you
mad
say
at
that
me.
Pikachu doesn't go on the Mount Rushmore of most recognizable video game characters?
I think Pikachu has really transcended. Like, you think people look at Pikachu like video game character? Really?
That's not what I mean. Okay, if you're saying
no.
that, then that's fine.
I
That's
listen
a
to
different
video game.
conversation. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
listen to video game podcasts, or even like the people on the video game podcast forget if the anime or game happened first. Of course, it came from a game. Look, the question is who's more popular? It's Pikachu, of course. I'm just saying he's like, transcended in a lot.
Yeah, if you're
of
saying
ways.
he's transcended, that yes, that's different. That's yes. I'm just like, if
Sure.
we are saying a video game character that's most recognizable, it's Pikachu. But yes,
Like,
yeah.
that's not even a picture of him from a video game. Even the picture here is from the
Hey,
cartoon.
Yep.
I just Googled and I picked the first row. All
I'm
right.
not criticizing you, Jan. I'm just
taking it as criticism.
The way you talk just sounds like it, Mike.
That's a nice
I have a lot of
picture, Pikachu.
I have a lot of indignation in my voice at all times. Of course.
Also, I wanna kind of drag 100 Thieves through the mud because of their Pokemon collab. It looks like they just Googled. They did what I did and Googled
Yeah.
like a picture of Pokemon, and then the first result they just slapped on a T-shirt.
Oh mate, the meta of the Pokemon collaborative fashion is so fucking washed. That stuff they did with Fendi, and it was literally just like a Dragonite PNG on a $7,000 bag. It's like fuck you. Like at least the Pokemon Center when they're putting out, they put art on their t-shirts, and it's like okay, this is fine. I'll buy this. But as you say, those charlatans at 100 Thieves, whatever they do. Like Call of Duty or whatever, like
Yeah.
Charizard, put it on a hoodie, charge $70.
Yeah, the people that just make a living just reacting to other people's videos on the internet are like, that they're taking the easy route. Surprising. Do you guys see that we had a bunch of polls for each of these? And you guys see the results for Cloud versus Pikachu? 47-1.
Don't wonder who the one is. Who's the one?
It was
Did you mean
Cloud.
it?
It was
It was
Cloud.
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 Cloud Strife.
It was Tifa.
Tifa.
All right, gents.
Cloud has Cloud won any of these? Cloud beat Pops and Dugnut, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. What was the other one that we gave to Cloud? Was it
Master Chief. It was 18 to 26 in favor of Master Chief.
Oh, okay.
This chat doesn't know what they're fucking talking about. I apologize, but this chat's full of old people, full of fucking boomers.
This next one may be another sweep here because it is Cloud Strife versus Mario.
No way. Oh, apparently chat picked Cloud over Tails, which
They
is
did pick,
interesting.
yes, 25 to
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely not. I mean, I had to argue about Mickey versus Mario. I don't think Cloud's gonna have a
Sure.
chance here.
Okay, let's change this up. Who is the highest tier Mushroom Kingdom character that beats Cloud? Like, who gets up the roster, but still Cloud still beats them?
Bowser beats Cloud.
Yoshi beats Cloud.
Peach beats Cloud. I don't.
Toad?
Which Toad?
Toad is weird because like
Because I almost anything in Mario Kart is going to beat. And if you were in a Mario Kart game, especially if you're Mario Kart 8, I think you beat Cloud.
Well, not Iggy. I don't think Iggy beats Cloud.
Okay,
Birdo?
right. Okay, so right there you go. The Bowser Koopa kids or whatever probably don't beat Cloud.
Like this, I don't know if I'm going to say Birdo is more famous than Cloud.
Okay.
No. Does
like-
Birdo beat Cloud?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Next
And,
one. Next one is
What
my.
about Wario? Sorry.
Maybe Cloud is
Waluigi?
more popular than Wario, but not than Waluigi.
Sure.
Waluigi's for the
I might have that
freaks.
flipped, but sure.
Next one is my personal favorite. Is Cloud Strife more popular than the L block from Tetris?
This just looks like a really preemptive review of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
L game.
It's not a character.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, if we're counting, if it has to be an actual character, not just a concept, like no one is putting L block on their top like 500. Like they would put on most
guys, but
recognizable
you're being confronted with the
games,
question. Answer it.
Cloud.
No.
As the
Okay.
arbiter of this and indeed every debate, Cloud.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll give it to Cloud.
Moving on. I forget which game he's from, but is Cloud Strife more popular than Warren from that one fighting game?
Push Warren.
Wait, what fighting game is this?
Deadly
Warren.
something.
Warren's great.
It's old
Warren?
Giant Bomb lore.
There's
Yeah,
a
it's
Warren,
John-
Ohio near me.
Mike, are you okay?
Why?
You just heard a word and you're like, there's a city near me named that.
Because that's all I have with Warren. Who the fuck is Warren?
Okay, it's,
Warren.
again, Giant Bomb lore. Don't worry about it.
Warren from, let's see.
Push Warren.
Deadly Moves.
Deadly Moves. That's the game.
Deadly moves.
You know what? I'm gonna be gracious and give this one to Cloud.
I think it's
Yeah,
Cloud.
it's probably Cloud. Although as far as my memory recalls, I don't think any of the Dissidia games were subject to science. So I think Warren
true.
might be slightly more popular with that.
Yeah, in the fighting game scientific community. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Next character is Billy Hatcher.
Who?
Yeah, if you don't
Congratulations to Cloud.
All right, easy one for Cloud.
like Sonic. Although, kind of looks like him again.
Yeah, but another one that
right?
was exactly the same.
You know, this could be him though, right?
Mhm.
Slap a chicken hat or a chocobo hat on this guy. All right. Is Cloud Strife more popular than the Red Bird from Angry Birds?
No.
2024, yes.
Yes.
2017, fuck no.
Okay.
There's like there's an Angry Birds theme park in like Portugal, I think. Like it's
Wow.
Yeah. Angry Birds had their time. And we all got tired of it.
Yeah, but I still think you show these two pictures to most people, they're gonna know the Red Bird more than Cloud.
Yeah.
No.
I think they
disagree.
just call
No
him
way.
they just call him Angry Birds though. They don't call him Red Bird. They don't give you a
They don't know
character
this guy's
name.
name.
Yeah,
Go,
sure, but
that's
they're not
Angry
gonna know.
Birds.
The people that say that aren't gonna know Cloud Strife's name either.
Yes, they are. Fucking Cloud Strife, Aerith Gainsborough. They
If we're
know all
talking
this
about a
shit.
random person on the street.
Is it my
Yeah,
street?
I think there's a good chance they'll know who Cloud is. No, fuck this Angry Bird.
Well, that's
listen,
why
I
he's
get
so
that you
angry,
don't
Mike.
like
You
it,
keep
Mike.
tossing him
That's
to the
fine.
side.
It's not a review of Angry Birds. I'm sorry, but I think I think it's going to be, maybe it's close, but I still think it's Angry Birds.
Well, I'm
Red
glad
Bird,
for
whatever.
Angry Bird.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Jordan's in charge here.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Cloud clears. I think, boys, when I'm in LA for SGF, we get a mic, we go onto a street, and we fucking do this. We
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the ones that are like really contested here. Yes,
Yeah.
that's good.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Next one on the list is Cloud Strife more popular than all Gen 1 Pokemon?
no.
All of them.
All of them?
All
Like
of them.
maybe more popular than Tangela.
Is one of them Voltorb?
Yeah, see,
Hell
you
yeah,
know
brother.
these names.
Yeah, see, I know the
Because I
names.
was a Gen 1 freak. I had my Pokedex to
7
memorize.
days a week.
I used to be able to tell you what level every Pokemon evolved, what level they learned their best to move. Remember, I could tell you when fucking Krabby became Kingler and learned to crab
See,
hammer
there you go.
for some reason.
See, Minotti
I bet-
already knows. You just said the answer for this one.
Yeah. I think the average person would know like most of these Gen 1 Pokemon by name.
Oh, definitely, especially because this was the only era that was available when Pokemon Go was the really hot shit. So I think that's
Oh, that's true. That's a very
that's
good.
the answer.
good
Yeah, that
what is
definitely puts it over.
What's the Gen 1 Mount Rushmore if you can't include Pikachu or the starters?
Oh,
Eevee.
Gengar.
Can we no legendaries to be safe too? 'Cause,
No,
like,
no legendaries. No legendaries. just the-
Dig Dug or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, Dig
No.
Dug.
Big Dog. I like Cubone a lot. Do other people like Cubone?
Cuba? Oh,
my
Psyduck.
girlfriend literally
like
has a
Geo,
Cubone
dude.
tattoo, so yes.
Psyduck is
like
very
Cubone.
popular.
Psyduck
Yeah,
is
Psyduck
popular.
is definitely Mount Rushmore.
I mean, so it's, like Pidgey is like a very quintessential Pokemon to me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but I
I
think,
Yeah,
Boring,
the current I think the current, like, based on current popularity and how the Pokemon Company merchandise them to like old people like us, it's Eevee, it's Gengar, it's probably Gyarados, just in terms of like
Yeah.
Gyarados is fucking iconic.
yeah, that's definitely it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like there's a lot of Lapras love in the
Snorlax
building,
is
like-
actually, I would put
Oh,
Snorlax
yeah.
on there.
Snorlax is huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Snorlax.
I feel
maybe
like we're
Snorlax.
sleeping on Psyduck though, because I feel like Psyduck.
We a little.
People
Yeah.
love
Psyduck should be on there. I think Psyduck
Yeah.
and Snorlax are the ones that, like, as a more casual Pokemon fan, I would imagine them on a Mount
Meowth.
Rushmore.
Meowth.
Got to fucking be in there just based
Meowth
on
is-
the anime. Meowth can't miss. Like,
There's
Yeah.
a lot of good Pokemon here. It's way easier to say which one aren't good, like that, like the thing of eggs in that mime, like they're like that in like.
Oh,
Jinx.
you know what? I
don't
think
you
Mr.
talk shit
Mime
about
is
Execute,
popular.
I will fly over there, brother. Yeah, this is the thing though.
Goldeen.
Like,
No one cares about Goldeen. Goldeen was boring.
What's the one that's the snake or whatever, the thing
Ekans.
that's okay?
Ekans
Wait, yes,
and
and then
Arbok.
what's the thing that has come backwards?
Muck.
Muck. Okay.
I was trying to figure out how to get you to say that, Grub, but you said it for me.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm here for you, bud.
All right.
yeah,
Man, Gen 1 rules.
Gen 1 does. Can we start a Pokemon podcast? I think so.
Cloud wishes he was
All
a
right.
Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, sure. Is Cloud Strife more popular than the Dragon Quest slime?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Easy
I
one.
mean, not in Japan.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
legit.
yeah. Well, even I mean, I think Cloud's pretty popular in Japan also.
He
but
is
yeah.
pretty popular in Japan, but I think the slime's like,
Well,
kind of iconic, right?
Here's what we have to do. We got to send Dan and I to Japan, and we just ask a bunch of people, is Cloud Strife more popular than the slime?
Yeah.
There it is.
You can get a
think if you
Nintendo
show
Switch
that-
controller that's a blue slime. That's like literally just an upturned blue
Yeah.
slime with all the Switch buttons on it. That looks pretty good. You can't
I
do
think
that
if
with
you-
Cloud.
That's
If
true.
you even show the slime to a bunch of people who play video games in the US, I think a lot of them are going to think that's a Puyo Puyo.
They're
Yeah,
going to
that's
think
good.
it's a
You're right.
Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, that's ridiculous.
mainly because of this fucking website. People know what Puyo Puyo is in the
Mhm.
US.
I like
I'm
Puyo Puyo.
I'm gonna show this to my kid. I bet she's gonna say that's a meep because that looks
All
like a
right,
meep.
fine. They're going to think it's one of Dr. Robotnik's mean beans. Is that better?
You go from Puyo Puyo to Mean Beans? I would have said Pokemon or something. All right, anyway. This
I
one,
think a lot of people would think it's a Pokemon. That is also true.
the,
Actually,
the-
kind of looks like one of those baby Digimon.
oh, that's a
Like,
good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
shout. The next one is very spicy, y'all.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Cloud Strife more popular than Sora from Kingdom Hearts?
I could just sit back and let this one happen.
It's okay.
I mean,
it's
this is another
Sora.
great question of like, is it well known or is it well liked? Because no one fucking likes Sora. People
No
out
one
there
likes Sora.
pretending.
And I'm glad that there aren't like two people in my life that I have to deal with liking Sora a ton.
Yeah. Sora doesn't even fucking. Sora can't lace Cloud's boots. People know that that guy's name's fucking Disney Kingdom Hearts or something like that. People know who Cloud motherfucking Strife is.
Cloud's in Kingdom Hearts and you beat him.
That's not canon. It's not canon. I don't acknowledge Kingdom Hearts or anyone that likes it.
Nomura's like, make him look strong, brother. Make Sora look strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Vascularity.
Do not show Sora Kingdom Hearts taking damage or holding a steel chair.
I think it might be Sora.
It's hard because Sora is just like, hey, what if we like made Cloud Strife a Disney character?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the whole thing here with Sora. Sora
make a Disney character code word for make him look dumb. Because look at that shoes.
All right. Any more cheap shots?
Fucking got him. Fucking got him.
Stuck on these hoes.
What is it about Kingdom Hearts and Sonic specifically that makes people not just dislike him, but hate it with glee?
Just look at it. It's like,
mostly just.
It's like
the clown shoes. Is it the clown shoes?
Both Disney and Final Fantasy deserve all the hate they get. So when they put it together, like it's just, and I am someone that loves both of those things, but I get it. Like, come on. It was funny when we were in Disney for a Star Wars Jedi trip at some point, and all these sad fucking games journalists were going about being like, "Does anyone get any Sora pins? Is there any Sora merch in the park here?" Like,
not much. I did get a Kingdom Hearts pin last time I was at Disney World, and Sora's face is fucked up on it. Let me go get it. It's right back here.
That brings in a significant factor, though. There's merch of Sora at a Disney park.
It probably is Sora.
I think
Cloud.
It's fucking Cloud. It's absolutely Cloud.
Okay.
I feel like those Kingdom Hearts games sell okay. Like,
I have that same pin.
Yeah, but I can't get his face to focus. When it's blurry, Sora looks pretty good.
I will admit, there is the factor that when Sora got introduced into Smash Brothers, people lost their fucking minds. But like,
you gotta cover your face, Mike.
I don't.
Well, not like pen. That. You covered your eyes. Mike, just put your palm behind the pin. And then, like, come a little bit closer.
A second.
Cover your face.
He's gonna fucking destroy everything in this office. Watch this now.
It's not. Okay, all right.
So I got. It's not working.
It's not working. It's not working, Mike. All right.
I tried.
Good effort.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I could go either way on this one. This one's hard for me. What's Jordan's final? What's the Arbiter's final decision here?
Cloud.
Jen is like way in favor of Cloud.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's the Cloud gang. It's the Cloud posse. It's the Colossus.
Also hates Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, well.
All right. Accurate.
Next person on the list. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Chun-Li?
No.
Yes!
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think Chun-Li
Street
is more
Fighter doesn't
popular.
sell that well.
Street Fighter 2 is in the bones, and Chun-Li is Street Fighter. Like,
yeah, like I feel like you see Chun-Li and you're like, oh, it's Chun-Li.
Yeah.
What, do you see Cloud and say, who the fuck is that?
I think people say Cloud and go a Final Fantasy guy. What's his name?
God, that's a good point.
I think because people will see Chun-Li is referenced in like rap songs because of how deep Street Fighter is in like the greater
she's got
culture.
Thighs.
Nicki Minaj kind of is the tiebreaker in this. Like, has Nicki Minaj ever referenced Cloud in a song? She has not.
I feel like Megan Thee Stallion would eventually reference Cloud.
Yeah. So Cloud Strife rhymes with a lot.
Like, okay, so you guys are like, oh, well, Street Fighter 2 was like a really popular thing. Did you hear about Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation 1?
Yeah, but in Final Fantasy 7 on the PlayStation 1, Cloud didn't fucking look like this. This could be that. This is anyone. Chun-Li has always looked like this. How much?
No, she didn't look that good in the first.
How much Chun-Li porn versus Cloud porn is there?
Well, I wonder why. Hey, there's a lot of stuff of Cloud in his costume from Wall Street, actually. So.
Okay, all right. So where did we land? Chun-Li?
I think culturally, Chun-Li. Maybe if it's a gaming audience, maybe Cloud. But if it's like if it's the culture, maybe Chun-Li.
Yeah, I'm gonna formally object.
Okay. Mike, this next one may be hard for you. Is Cloud
No.
Strife more popular than Leon S. Kennedy?
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leon's not even the most popular Resident Evil character.
Is he not? I
he
swore
should
he
be.
is.
Can I bring
Jill
some numbers
is.
real quick? On an archive of our own, which is a fanfic website, which has some spicy fanfics. There is 14,255 things that reference Cloud Strife. Now, I didn't put it in quotes, so it could be Cloud, could be Strife, could be Cloud Strife. So, but I did Chun-Li, and she's at about 500.
Oh,
Only
how about
500?
that?
Only 500.
I would like to bring in my assist trophy of Turbo Sean. Famously, the most searched video game porn term last year was Chun-Li from Fortnite. So,
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
I don't
Wait.
believe
How
that.
do you know that?
Pornhub always sends that thing out at the end of the year.
it's the only
Okay.
PR I
How do
actually
you
read
know
in
that?
my email.
I get it.
right,
They
okay,
send it
so-
to me. Yeah,
Oh.
look, I think Leon Kennedy should be more recognizable. I love him, but I think I don't know. He's more recognizable than Chris just because they keep changing how Chris looks in every video game. But I think Jill is even more popular. Even then, I don't think
Really?
any single
Jill?
Resident Evil character. Oh yeah, Jill and her. Yeah, Jill's probably more
Okay.
recognizable to most people.
The fucking big tit vampire lady's more popular than like any other Resident Evil character at this point. Like,
Lady Dimitrescu, but yeah.
Okay.
of course, you're on first name.
Cloud's,
Yeah, of
Cloud's
course.
cleared this one pretty solidly in the chat poll. Also,
Yeah,
Okay.
Cloud's more popular.
All right. A baby's handful more, folks, and then we're at the end of the road here. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Slippy Toad?
Yeah.
yes. Look at that fucker. Nobody likes Slippy. Everybody's like, Slippy, can you just pull it together?
I like Slippy because he feels like off-brand Kermit has gone spoiled, and that's
Yeah.
fun to me. But Cloud's more popular.
Listen, I love me any type of animated frog. Slippy,
Yeah.
Kermit, Keroppi. I'm down.
Uh-huh.
Which one is Slippy in the SNES? Is he Golden Wing Gambit? Which one's he?
I think he's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's very frog adjacent. Okay. Is
Glad
Cloud
you guys
Strife
grew up playing some absolute fucking ass video games.
is Cloud
That's
Strife
just- that's voice acting.
PS2, baby.
the next character is Slippy the Squitter? No, Squitter the Spider. Squitter the Spider. I don't know what this fucker's
Oh
from.
man, it's a close one.
Is he DK Country 2 or 3 was with this fucker?
I think he's 3, but I don't know for
I think
sure.
it
I
might be
didn't.
3
Yeah.
with the elephant.
I'm
Maybe
gonna say
no,
it's
he's 2. He's
Cloud.
2.
I was saying 2. Okay.
I'm gonna
too.
say
He was
Cloud is
fun
more
'cause he could-
popular.
Yeah, yes, Cloud's more popular. I do like this guy because he can make platforms in the air out of web, so it was fun.
Well, chat's pretty close. Okay, no,
No, they-
40 to
they
14.
aren't.
Never mind. Man,
Okay.
Squitter the spider.
Well, who is the most famous of the animal friends with Donkey Kong Country? Is it
Rambi?
the rhino, the ostrich?
I think it's the ostrich, actually.
You don't think it's the
I think
rhino?
It's Rammy. I think it's
no, I
Rammy.
think Ramby's right there. Yeah, it's one or the other. When I think of those animals, the one that pops in my head first is the ostrich. But I mean, I know the first one you get is the rhino. So I bet a lot of people think of the rhino.
Angard, the swordfish.
Oh, the swordfish is
okay.
maybe. Yeah,
That's probably the most popular swordfish.
probably.
Yeah.
That'll be the next episode, everybody. Most popular
We'll figure
swordfishes.
it out.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna rank rhinos, and then you'll get like Paul Giamatti rhino, wrestler rhino.
Wrestler Rhino right up the top.
I
Come
think
on
he
now.
might be the most popular rhino.
I got to be.
All right, this is a deep cut. I have no fucking clue who this is. Greg Gates.
Like a UN Squadron character?
Exactly.
Looks like it.
This is
Is
a
it
UN
UN
Squadron
Squadron?
character.
Oh,
Man.
good on me.
Well done.
That's
Yeah.
some fucking games mess Jeopardy shit where it's like, oh yeah, who what was the name of UN Squadron character for?
I think this is just me with like an aviator hat.
Oh my
It's just
God.
you.
That is Mike Minotti. Mike, would you
okay.
ever just do a mustache?
I keep threatening it, and my friends have like straight up yelled at me. Not to. Like they
Yeah,
got
you have
kind
good
of mad
friends.
at me. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm upset about it because I do want to.
Hair
but
grows
they're like,
fast. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it grows very fast, but they got upset.
And you have a lot of hair, Mike.
It's
Greg
that's very
Gates
true.
is this character's name?
Greg
That's
Gates.
a hell of a name for a video game character.
Yeah, GG. All right, next one is very hyper specific. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Jury's Feet?
No. Man, those are some detailed feet. Mm.
So we're
Like, a lot of
saying
people don't like feet.
Well, hey, you know, this is the internet.
I'm just waiting to hear what Jordan's gonna. Jordan, what? Cloud?
Is it what I like better personally? Like,
No,
No,
no, you gotta be
Hey,
impartial
zoom
here.
in. Hey, Jordan, zoom in.
let me just.
Yeah, all right. Get the
I didn't
magnifying.
realize she paints them. It's not on
Not
you.
zoom in on you.
That's how he zooms in on the feet.
Although pretty funny actually.
For audio listeners, Jordan's eyes are bugging out, and he's pantomiming, going ooga ooga.
Yeah, his tongue just rolled out of his face. Yeah.
Conclusive evidence. Feet win. Feet win again.
Feet win.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. There we go. All right. Last four here. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Bubsy?
Look at that.
People
fucker.
only know what Bubsy is because fucking gaming websites continually bring it up as a joke, and then it's become part of the
It's our
culture. And
Yeah.
people have been like, "Oh yeah, let's make another Bubsy game." And then
It's our
it got to
fault.
the point where like fucking when they did the quick look for that Bubsy Returns, they were like, "Oh man, this has always been terrible, and always will be terrible."
What could
I am-
possibly go wrong?
I'm fairly sure that because of where, was Bubsy Sega adjacent at all?
It was on both 16-bit
Yeah,
platforms. It was
yeah.
16-bit era.
Okay,
Not really
there-
Sega or Nintendo.
yeah, there's.
But there's no PS2 version, so you don't know it.
I think
of
there was
course,
a
yeah.
Jaguar game also.
Probably.
Bro,
Yeah,
I literally only knew what Bubsy was to start with because of a review from a YouTuber who is now like a far right psychopath. Who could have
Oh,
guessed?
that's most of them.
Cool.
But then it got brought up on American podcasts. It never gets bringed up. Jesus Christ, it's late. It's late for me, folks. I'll see you later on. It never gets brought up by UK people. It never made it over here. It's like it's very much an American thing. But no, he's not more popular than Cloud motherfucking Strife.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, what is the European equivalent? Is it
Some
Gex?
Amiga game.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's the Great Guiana Sisters or something
yeah, the
like
Great
that.
Gianna
It's fucking-
sisters. That's good. Yeah.
Block.
it's
It's
hot.
Block.
Yeah, it's fucking it's Hoverbother. It's games like
Oh,
that.
Zool. It's absolutely
Zool,
Yeah,
Zool.
Zool.
Chad,
It
it's
100%
right.
is.
It's Zool.
Fucking Zool.
Oh yeah.
Final three here, boys. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Kirby?
No.
Nah.
Okay, wait a second. Jeff is
Whoa.
disqualified from this one. Jeff has been
Why?
surrounded
I'm
by
not
the two
married to
biggest,
Kirby.
your kids had the biggest Kirby phase of anybody in the history of the world. You were just shouted at about Kirby for like 2 years there. I'm not saying that I immediately think Cloud is more popular. I just don't think we can
Because
trust
that would be
Jeff on this one.
wrong. Yes.
I think genuinely Kirby's top 10. Like
Yeah.
Man.
and
Yeah.
Cloud isn't. So yeah, I think Kirby wins.
Kirby
how much-
is
wait a
in
sec.
Super Smash Brothers. Well, Cloud is too, but
Yeah,
Kirby's
so
like the
this
star.
is the third time we've used the Smash Brothers argument.
Yeah,
It
but like
doesn't
Smash
work.
Brothers is massive.
How much has the best-selling Kirby game sold?
More than probably
Was there Cloud Strife balls outside of Target? Thank you.
Final Fantasy VII Remake sold about 5 million copies.
Like
and the
6,
best,
yeah.
And the best-selling Kirby game is probably like at like 4 or 5 million.
But
too,
I
like probably
think-
3 or 4, 5.
I think Kirby starts to enter the Pikachu argument where Kirby's kind of transcending the games itself, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's still very game heavy for me. He's not in a whole lot of transmedia stuff. I mean,
This
he had that
one, this one,
show.
I would put money on. You take it to the street, and significantly more people are going to know Kirby than Cloud fucking Strife.
I think you're probably right. I don't know if it's like crazy, but you're probably right.
All
I
right.
think it's like 80-20.
80-20.
And that's generous to. I think that's generous to Cloud.
Okay. Is Cloud Strife more popular than Tifa Lockhart?
Popular is an interesting word choice there. No, more people know who Cloud is. I think the people who like really know who Cloud is definitely like Tifa a lot. God. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
You were thinking of the statue, Mike. It's all right. We're all
I'm
thinking
not
of the
gonna-
statue.
I'm not gonna say that. Not at all.
All right. Jordan, as the arbiter, where do you land here? Do people know Cloud more?
Yeah, people do know Cloud more. I think the people rock with Tifa more for obvious reasons. But yeah, I think Cloud more. Well, Ben Starr hasn't dressed up as Cloud, and he has dressed up as Tifa. So what
Sure.
does that
That's true.
throw
Is
into
that.
the mix?
That's true.
But yeah, Cloud. They should. Square should release Tifa's shoes. I can't believe they've not done that yet as like a sneaker collab with someone. Like that seems super obvious. Make 100 pairs, make them £1 million, and say that some actress stood in them and they would be gone immediately. They'd all be in my house.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they should do a sneaker collab. They should do more of that.
Gaming
They
sneaker
should make
collabs are so
Uggs
shit
of
at the
those
minute.
boots.
Yes,
remember
that would
Uggs?
be beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grub. Uggs are back. Uggs are back in a hard way.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
I got to pay attention to the streets more.
All right. The last character, for comparison's sake. Sean, please get me that clip of Grub saying you need to pay attention to the streets.
Gotta pay attention to the streets, man.
Just the streets are happening, guys. I don't know
That's the
about
most
it.
fucking. That was the most Paul Walker ass line read that has been on this podcast in some time.
Is Cloud Strife more popular than this final video game character? And that final video game character is Sephiroth.
No.
Sephiroth. No. Sephiroth serves more cunt, but Cloud is more popular.
Yeah, Cloud's more popular.
Yeah,
it's fun to be
It's very
Scottish.
close. I mean,
Okay.
it's not like they put Sephiroth and Smash first. They put Cloud first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got Sephiroth as a treat.
It's
I
Sephiroth as a
was
treat.
I was showing my partner a trailer for Rebirth the other day, and she saw Sephiroth, and she doesn't know anything about Final Fantasy, but she was like, "He's cunty," and that was that.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, like, if it was like if you were talking about the most popular like video game heroes or villains of all time, you would get to Sephiroth sooner than you would get to Cloud in their respective lists.
Yes.
But still,
All right,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Well, we've
got through this
established.
you didn't have to make me do Mega Man. I'm happy. I was really worried about that.
Real quick. So, after going through all of that, would Cloud be in the top 10 of video game characters, like most recognizable video game characters?
Don't know
No.
10.
No,
That's
it,
hard.
it's
Well, how
like,
about top 20? I'm not even sure about top 20 at this
Yeah.
point.
20, I think he's got a good shot.
Yeah.
He's got a shot. Yeah.
I mean, part of it comes down to just how many Nintendo characters have to get in there first. Just how many Mario characters get to get in there first, right? That's
if
where it kinda
if
gets-
it's one per franchise, if it's the main character per franchise, he might make it into the top 10 even. But if you no, we're just talking about
okay.
recognizable video game characters.
What
yeah,
about
it's
this?
tough.
Is Cloud Strife the most popular and recognizable Final Fantasy character?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
even like JRPG, probably like the most popular JRPG.
Pokemon clears.
Okay, if we're not counting Pokemon, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Okay.
We should because it is a JRPG. But I know.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing, like, it's so funny because the replies to my tweet, people were like, "Fucking obviously," and other people were like, "Absolutely no chance." So there is it's like a litmus test. It does.
It is.
In your heart, you're like, "Oh well, obviously he's one of the iconic
Right.
characters." But then you go through the Mario crew, you go through all the Pokemon that would make it before Cloud, you go
Yeah.
through fucking everyone else. It's like,
Right. It is hard for me because like I was there when like Final Fantasy
I
VII
was
hit and
there.
it was the biggest deal ever and like all anyone cared about was Cloud and
Yep.
it
It really
kinda
was
like
a moment.
shadow looming over Final Fantasy for a long time.
Well, folks, thank you for joining us on this week's hot topic of whether or not Cloud is more popular than X video game character. And thank you to our special guest and the inspiration for the hot topic, Jordan Midler. Once again, Jordan, where can folks find you on the internet?
you can find me at Jordan Midler on Twitter, and then for all your gaming news is VGC. VGC, the video game podcast, comes out every Thursday. Last week we had the Big Ben Star on talking all things Final Fantasy VIII, if that's your vibe. And you can also find me stalking the halls of this website occasionally when Jeff doesn't have a guest. He's like, "Oh, for f***ing sake, it's like 45 minutes to go.
Oh my
Better
God,
get
so
me
good.
on the morning."
Should be done with
mess."
work by now. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I literally don't work. I don't work on a Monday, so it's time to party. Yeah, I'm glad that I came on a night where there was just surreptitiously, ridiculously big gaming news happening. That was good fun. But thank you for having me, boys. I appreciate it a lot.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
having you. We got to get you on Bombcast proper, and then
For sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I could fucking talk for Scotland, and those podcasts go on.
they go on for forever.
We do like 45 minutes, and I'm like, fuck me, I'm done with this shit. I'm done saying words. Like, you look back at some of those old shows, and those guys would go for like 4.5 hours. It's like, don't you guys have fucking jobs? Don't you have places to be?
I used, as someone that used to produce those podcasts when we're all in person in the stew, I was like, man, my butt really hurts.
The ass sweat alone must have been fucking like solid against your dick. Like, how did you sit for that long? Like,
He said dick.
Well, folks, the most cunty person on the Bombcast, Jordan Midler, everyone. We'll see
Number
you,
one.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Hey, how bad of a word is cunt?
Not that bad if you're Scottish.
I would say cunt to my ma. I don't really care. It's
I
like,
feel like it used to be a real bad word, and I don't know if I'm just hanging around too many
no,
Europeans. but,
those are that's just Americans. Like,
Listen, in America, you can never call a person that. But if you just use it in a fun way, or you say serving cunt, you're going to be fine.
Well,
everyone loves that.
Speaking about the C word, we will see you next Tuesday.
Mike, answer the question: Cloud or Mega Man?
Fuck you! I wore a Mega Man shirt today and yesterday. You think I can actually answer that?
See you next Tuesday for another episode of the Bombcast. I've been Jada Choa. He's been Jeff Grubb. He's been Mike Minotti. He's been Jordan Midler. And you have been beautiful. Make sure to just serve it. Serve it. And I'm not going to say the word anymore because I feel like I've reached my quota for the day. All right, let me...